Morning everybody. I've put you a bit further away today so that I can explain stuff, so hopefully you can hear me. I don't mean to be shouting, but I'm very aware you're distant. Happy Mother's Day everybody. Yeah, it's Sunday, isn't it? I'd nearly got to do this yesterday afternoon and I was thinking, do you know what, it was raining and it was so noisy in here you wouldn't have heard a word I said, so I thought, well, do you know what, we'll leave it to Sunday as I'd planned. Sun's come out, look, in Cornwall. It's gorgeous here. What are we? We're just about 9 o'clock. It's just fabulous. It's hopefully going to be a lovely day. So happy Mother's Day everybody, enjoy it. While saying that, I'll just quickly say I did just put on Sunday special for today, and I thought it might be appropriate that we had baby fabrics. We're going baby girl, so it's that pile there. You'll see them over on my Facebook page, and I think I put them onto Witterings as well. So if anybody's interested in it, we're doing charm pack, or cuts I call them, 7" by 7" cuts, enough to make a baby quilt, cot quilt, or a play mat. Anyway, details of that are over on, and you'll see that on Facebook. Right, so today we're doing Witter Quilt 8, block number 6. Now, I was on about optical illusion curves, wasn't I? So we've got sort of like a circly thing going on today for our block. Hopefully you can see that clear enough, because as I say, that you are at a distance, but at the same time, although I'm shouting at you, hopefully you can still see. The centre of this one is actually a square, all right? So you're doing your square, and then you're joining your sides on, and then finally you're joining on your half square triangle. Right, so I drew out the pattern, yeah, went to write it all out, got it all wrong, so I had to chop a lump off of and I've put another bit of paper on, and I've redone all the instructions for you. Okay, so now how do you get, because in there, in the red areas, they're diamonds, all right? So how do we get them the right size? Yeah, so I've put your measurements all in there like I would normally, but I've also done you on card, because great big bit of card, because that's what I had to have. We're picture framers as well, so when I'm cutting mounts, I've got loads of mount board and stuff around, so I just picked up a bit and I've drawn all over it. And then when necessary, I cut out a template out of cardboard here, and then I use it, which is quite handy. So what I have done today is I've drawn you a how to do and get, is it a rhomboid, I don't know. Anyway, diamondy type shape. There is an actual proper name for that. So you actually start off with the 2" square that is the centre of it. So if you look at the shape as a whole, it's a square with a half square triangle one end and a half square triangle going the other way the other end. That's all it is. If ever you're in doubt of a shape and you're looking at quilts and their pieces, try and look and cut them down to their basic. How's this working? Actually, I could put 3 pieces of fabric together to get that shape if I wanted. As it is, I just want 1 piece of fabric. So how am I going to do that? So I know from the sizes that I've written on here that it's a 2" square, half square triangle, turn the other way. Fabulous, we can do this. So what I've done is I've drawn it. So I've drawn me 2" actual size, and I've put me half square and me half square where I need it. And that's lovely. But actually I need to know what to cut with my seam allowance. So then I get my ruler and I put a 1/4 inch seam allowance around my drawn shape. And hey presto, I have a template that I can use. All right, I was asked in the week about this, how to do these sorts of things, so I thought, well, okay, I was asked would I put it on for you, so I've now done a photo of one of the ones that I do and how I do it. Okay, it's a little bit more complicated than the one I was talking about at the time, but I feel that actually everybody can learn from this. So if you've not got the appropriate template or shape, or you can't do it easily with a ruler, how do we do this? Well, that's how I do it. If in doubt, I draw the shape that I want to finish with. Okay, and then I add my seam allowance, and then I cut it out, and that is my template. You could draw around it and cut on the lines, or you could, because this is card, if you're really, really careful, and I mean careful, mind your fingers, you can just about use this as a template, but it's not good. I'd be careful. I'd draw around it and cut on the lines, really. Okay, so the other thing to bear in mind with this one, so these are the bright colours. These are the, I think they're rhomboids. I pass. Long time since I was at school. You need to cut one way and one the other way, all right? So that you're not just going in there and cutting 8 of these, because that's wrong. You only want 4 going one way, 4 going the other way. So you've made your template, do your 4, turn your template over, do another 4, all right? Otherwise you'll get yourself in a bit of a pickle, all right? And that's my job. I get myself in a pickle making the sample so that you don't get yourself in a pickle. And I did have a moment. I had to think about it. Well, I've thought about it, and that's how you do it, all right? So do as I say, not as I do, as I quite often tell you all. All right, so we're doing the square in the centre, nice and easy. We're putting 4 sides on, and then we're just putting on our half square triangles. And then, hey presto, we've got this very nice sort of looking starry thing that almost looks circular in the centre. And I've done it big. Normally it would be done smaller, but I've done it on a big. It's on a, I think it's on a 16. Where are we? We're 16-inch finish. Okay. So that when you're messing around with these things, you've got bigger pieces to mess around with. Sometimes larger is easier to handle and cope with, isn't it? The other thing that I do need to say, when you're putting on your diamondy weird shapes to your triangle in that strip, you're going to get tufty bits sticking over, all right? So take your time. It's one of those they're 2 diagonal joins, all right? So when you're folding them over and doing your stitch, you've got to make sure they're folded and joined or laid at the right angle, so you get a tufty bit each end sort of thing, so that when you open it out it carries on in a nice straight. So be aware of that. Just take your time, pin it well, all right? Have your unpicker to hand. I had to unpick one. Hopeless I am when it comes to those sorts of things. So don't think the likes of us don't make mistakes. We make loads of them. I've said it before. I make the mistakes so that you don't, hopefully. All right, so you learn by what we do. All right, so there we go. It's actually called triple link chain, this block. And actually, I can see how this would work really, really nicely in a big quilt, can't you? I quite like that one. Yeah, and also the original pattern, just as a point of interest, where you've got this big black square that I've put in on each thing, they were actually half square triangles, so you could put more colour placement in there and have another chain sort of thing going on. But I thought, seeing as we're doing sort of circular-y, I've done them as squares. On the pattern though, I've drawn the line down and I've put a sort of a crossy wriggle through it, so that you know that you could do that as a half square triangle if you want, or you can do it as I have, as a square. All right, so lots of choice going on with that one. Lots of patience needed. It might seem fiddly, but it is so worthwhile. It's only fiddly on that outside edge, all right? The rest of it is all really, really straightforward. It's just this outside edge. Get your template right. Get your joining right. And away we go. All right, so I think that's quite good. I quite like that one. I do apologise for the fact that this here Witter is so delayed. I've been saying for a few weeks now I've got something exciting coming up beginning May, and I've been busy for that, and I've not actually said anything out loud yet because it's a bit scary, but I actually managed to type the word publicly. I don't know, was it yesterday or Friday or something? So I've sort of accepted it in my head now. I'm going to go and appear on Hochanda. I think that's hysterical. And it scared the hell out of me. The fact that I sit here and do this with you all the time, that's fine. But to go into a TV studio and know that there's an audience out there listening to you, like, It's a bit weird because if I mess this up, I can delete this and do it again. It's live and it's me, and it's all a bit scary. So that's why things have been delayed this week, and probably we will now only do one witter a week. I've got loads of designs that I'm in the middle of finishing off the samples. I've got to write all the patterns this week, so they're all made. Now I have to fully write up the patterns so that everybody can understand. So we're going to have some kits, we're going to have lots of new patterns, and we're going to have some templates, we're going to have all sorts of stuff. And it's very scary. I have to come out of Cornwall all the way up to Peterborough. I've not done that in over a year. That was really scary when we stop and think where we are. So that's why everything's delayed and caught up and doing and all the rest of it. And I do apologise for that. But I'm really impressed I've managed to say it out loud in public now. So beginning of May, watch out for it. But I'll shout it nearer the time anyhow. Yeah, really scary. Really weird to think that I'm going to go and do this. But there we are. We'll get on it. It'll be fun. So what else do we have to say? The three things, isn't it? There's the three things. So exercise. The sun is out there. It's fabulous. Get out there. Take yourself for a walk. Shout at your neighbours at a distance as you go past. Whatever it is we're allowed to do. Get out there and have a lovely, lovely day. All right. Remember your mums and your grandmums and sisters being mums and people who wanted to be mums and can't be mums, maybe. Do you know what? There's a lot of varieties. Women. It should be Women's Day. Anyway, there we go. Tidying. Now, you see, because it is Mother's Day, we don't have to bother. I think that's quite cool. I don't think anybody should do any cleaning, be it mothers or fathers or brothers or sisters or anything. I don't think anybody should do any cleaning today. It's Sunday and it's sun's out. And then the other one, shout your friends. I've just said shout all the mums and sisters and grands and all of that sort of thing. But please don't forget, there's a lot of us out here haven't got kids. We'd like to be remembered too. All right. So other than that, have a happy day. Be lovely. See ya.